As chairman of your organization, the Joint Distribution Committee, I recently made a trip to Europe in the closing weeks of 1946.
Each generation has its moment. This is ours. What will we do to prepare for the future? When our grandchildren look back and ask, how did JDC respond when the world was changing? When vulnerable Jews and Jewish communities needed us most? We will be able to proudly say, we showed up. We took action. We answered the call.
It was in 1914 that the Joint Distribution Committee was founded. The Joint grew out of concern, dedicating itself to the survival of the Jewish spirit.
It's a concern that hasn't faded or faltered, but has only changed and grown to meet the challenges of the day. Look at where the world is heading. This is a moment that demands fearless and thoughtful action. But we've been here before. From JDC's founding in response to the devastation of World War I, to the unthinkable difficulties of today, and the looming challenges of the future, the very issues that faced the Jewish world in 1914 still echo through Jewish communities across the globe. Because forged in a time of great change, JDC is an organization defined by its ability to meet the moment with compassion, determination, and adaptability. We are the organization that has bent the arc of modern Jewish history, even in the coldest winters, the darkest nights, and the most remote corners of the world. We are there, delivering warmth, light, and a connection to vibrant Jewish life. Though the work looks different in each era and in each place, from coordinating aid convoys to assisting Jews in DP camps, building a social service infrastructure, and sustaining small and isolated communities, our vow stays constant. We will marshal the resources, convene the right people, and dream up the fearless vision needed to save Jewish lives and build Jewish life. Since our founding, when Jewish communities are reborn and reimagined, JDC is the partner.
In my entire life, I never knew how a Seder was celebrated.
This year, for the first time in Soviet history, public Passover Seders were held under the auspices of the Joint Distribution Committee.
We catalyze Jewish life worldwide through community centers and holiday celebrations that strengthen Jewish identity for the next generation.
It is now possible to do what before it was forbidden even to think about.
We began to learn about Judaism. We learn, and after that we teach.
When Jewish communities are isolated in places like Cuba and Venezuela or behind the Iron Curtain, JDC is the outstretched arm.
If you ask me 10 years ago that I will see the synagogue like this, I would say, you're crazy.
We work tirelessly to ensure that Jews in every corner of the world are connected to our global Jewish family.
In Muslim countries such as Iran, JDC works to erase the strains of poverty and disease. The Joint helps to nurture dreams, too.
When Jewish communities are in need of care and welfare, JDC is there to sustain them.
Something to eat, people to talk to, a feeling that someone cares.
And even before the state and ever since, we've been a partner to Israel, working to meet the needs of its most vulnerable people.
Let us ask ourselves in all humility, who is it who receives from whom?
We mobilize to help those with nowhere else to turn, lifting lives across 6 continents. When poverty and anti-Semitism soar and Jewish life begins to feel uncertain, JDC is the safety net. We guarantee no Jewish community is alone. When Jews are in danger and require rescue, JDC is there, even if we can't always talk about it.
The magic carpet operation, the airlift from Aden, the mass emigration of the Jewry of Yemen. The American Joint Distribution Committee made this dramatic story possible.
With airlifts, bus convoys, and emergency medical evacuations, we make sure Jewish communities have someone to turn to, whether they choose to remain in their homes or flee to seek refuge. That's who we are. And so, as we look to the future, our commitment is as strong as ever. We'll be there, ready to respond to whatever comes next, not straying from our mission, but rather embodying it more fully, as we tackle each new crisis and help Jewish communities thrive worldwide. Because we don't only put our faith in a better tomorrow, we build it. For 110 years, it's been our promise and our purpose, shifting and adapting into who JDC needs to be to serve the needs of the global Jewish community, even at the most difficult moments. As the world changes, we'll always heed the call.
One thing I think is clear. To the full extent of our ability, we must help each Jew achieve that specific future which he desires for himself.